Hey, what's up, everybody? I did not announce that I was going to do this Facebook Live Q&A thing here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to answer a couple of questions that I have gotten recently, or things that I've thought or written or whatever about recently. And if I have any questions pop up in here, then I'll answer those too. And I'll probably start doing these around this time probably on Wednesdays, actually. But just going to do this for now. So the first question that I want to just mention something. What's up, Darren? First, Sean, what's up, man? The first question I want to jump in. Yes, I am in the car on lunch. Thanks for the first question there. Actually, it's a van. So the first question, unless one of you guys has one, is just about soreness. Most people have a tendency to think like, oh man, my when my workout stops making me sore, it must not be working anymore. I must I better switch to a new workout program. And as a result, what's up, girl? As a result, they just get into these situations where they're just program hopping from thing to thing because they feel like, oh man, there's nothing, it's not working anymore. But the truth of it is, and there are a bunch of different big fitness movements out there that kind of perpetuate that. But the truth of it is, that's not the case. I mean, when you think about this, anytime you start a new workout program, that's something that you're not used to doing, you are going to get some soreness from that. So even if you're used to running like Darren, and then you jump into lifting, you're going to have some soreness. If you're used to lifting and you jump into running, you're going to have some soreness. Anything like that, anytime you start doing some kind of new workout that your body isn't used to, you're typically going to experience soreness. But some people, there are those few people out there that don't have that issue, but most that's the case. And people start thinking, oh man, my workouts aren't making me sore anymore. I need to switch up. But when you think about this, like, who do you normally see like limping around or kind of waddling around after a workout? Is it like the people who have been working out for years, or is it the people who are kind of new to it? And I think the answer for most people is going to be the people who are new to it. It's because their bodies are still adjusting to that. The idea is to get to a point where you're not experiencing that soreness all the time. And again, some of it's genetic. Some people have, a lot more prone to soreness than other people. But what it really comes down to, and I've written about this, I'll go into more detail about it in that. I'll link it after I post this video. But a lot of times, I just want you to understand, if you are doing maybe let's just stick with strength training. If you're doing a simple strength training program, and let's just say on your bench press, you've done it for the first couple of weeks and your chest has been really sore. And then what's up, Kent? And then as you continue to go, to progress in weight, you're not really, getting that soreness anymore. And so you start to wonder, is this not working anymore? The one thing that you can look at, let's just say with strength, pay attention to, are your numbers still going up? Are you able to continue to push up, the amount of weight, the amount of reps that you can do? And if so, it's working. Don't worry about the soreness. Actually, it's a good sign if the soreness starts to go away, because, you don't want to be sore all the time. So anyway, I'll link about that in the comments below this. And then also, the other thing I was going to answer was just about motivation. So a lot of times people kind of get to this place where that's a big question I get, or I see, and people, one of the biggest struggles is just with motivation. Hey Brian, what's up, Corey? Is how people get to this place where, they want to do something. Maybe they even know exactly what to do, but they're just not motivated to do it. It's like they can't make themselves get to the gym, or, not buy certain foods to keep in the house, or whatever it is. And to that, what I normally will say is, even if somebody is somebody that I'm coaching, I can write your workout program. I can give you a solid nutrition plan. I'll get to that one in a second. I can give you accountability, regular check-ins, all this kind of stuff, but I can't give you motivation, and nobody else can either. That has to come from you, and you have to, one thing that I do, I can kind of help foster that. One thing that I like to do is help people kind of get to their why. So that's usually the big thing. Why do you want to do this? Okay, you want to lose 20 pounds, you want to lose 50 pounds, whatever, but why do you want to lose that? What do you think is going to happen when you get to that number, that new number, and typically that's when you start to kind of understand, okay, well, it's because they want to be able to do this or that with their kids or grandkids that they haven't been able to do. It's because their friends are doing this and they want to jump in on that. It's because they just want to be healthier. It's because they want to represent something better, whatever the case may be. And when you start to get to that, and I can remind people of that helps with motivation. But sometimes it's just not the case. Sometimes people just are, they know what to do. They've even got somebody checking in with them or they're with them, but they just aren't motivated to do it. And what I would say to that is, if you really have a goal and you want to reach it, but you just can't seem to get motivated, sometimes I would encourage you to remember that sometimes action actually comes before motivation. So something that I like to do is kind of I like the 2-week time frame. So I will tell people, I know you're not motivated to do this at all. Like maybe you really want to, but you're just not motivated to. You just can't get yourself to do it. Commit. Don't say I'm going to do this for the rest of my life, because that's just this huge goal, and don't try to change a million things at once. Pick one thing. So say I'm going to do this with my food, or I'm going to get to the gym 3 times a week at this time, and do that for 2 weeks and commit to it, and say, outside of some crazy emergency situation, I will be at the gym at this time for the next 2 weeks only, and I will make sure that I get there no matter what else pops up, no matter if I'm not feeling like it. I will do that for these 2 weeks. And a lot of times what you'll find and what people find is that action kind of precedes that motivation. So, and then once you start doing those things, the motivation kind of can start to follow, and that happens a lot of the time. As soon as you start to see any kind of results, that can kind of spur on motivation, all these kind of things. So I would just encourage you to take that 2 weeks. 1 isn't long enough, and anything above 2 seems to be intimidating. So I would say to take that 2-week period, commit to something, and stick to that, and see what comes out of it. Because a lot of times that comes after that motivation comes after the action, and you kind of getting there and doing it, whatever it is. Let's see, Corey, is it true your fitness coach can't do the sit-ups for you? You actually have to uphold partnership to get in shape? Yeah, that's kind of true, man. I'm sorry. I hate sit-ups anyway. They're not, I'd much rather you do some cable curls or something than sit-ups. Oh, anybody else got any questions on here? You can comment after I post this, and I'll be happy to go back and forth there too, but I'll give it 1 second to see if anything else pops up. But just to recap, soreness is not a good indicator of whether or not a workout program is working. As a matter of fact, a lot of the times it's the opposite. When you start to get to a place where you're not sore all the time, but your numbers are still getting better, that's usually actually a better sign of progress. And then with motivation, figure out your why of why you want to do it, and then figure out and then commit to something for 2 weeks, because a lot of times motivation follows action. Darren Smith, when am I running? I'm not running, Darren, ever again. Happy Tuesday, everybody.